Knowledge Nuggets. Testing phases. When does testing take place? It is incorrect to assume that testing only takes place at the end of the software development life cycle. It actually takes place throughout it. Let's look at some phases of testing that can occur. Common phases of testing are unit test, integration test, system test, functional test, regression test, and user acceptance test. Let's look at each phase to learn more about them. Unit test is typically performed by the development team. It is the test of a unit or component that has been changed by development. Its purpose is not to test all possible scenarios, it is only to ensure that the modified code works. Integration tests could be executed by the development or QA team. It is the test of an existing product with the new code changes added. It is performed in an environment separate from the QA environment and is done before migrating the code changes to the QA environment. The purpose is to ensure that the existing product works with the code changes. System test is executed by the QA team. It is the test of all code changes integrated with an existing product. It is performed in a dedicated QA environment. Many times it is done at the same time as the functional test. In some organizations, they may be considered the same phase. Functional test is executed by the QA team. It is the verification that the code changes meet the specified requirements. It is performed in a dedicated QA environment. Many times it is done at the same time as the system test. In some organizations, they may be considered the same phase. Regression test is executed by the QA team. It is the verification that all existing functionality works with the new code changes for a release. It is performed in a dedicated QA environment. User acceptance test is executed by the customer or contractors hired by the customer for that purpose. Like functional test, it is a verification that all requirements for a release have been met. Like regression test, it is a verification that all existing functionality works with the new code changes for a release. It is performed in a dedicated UAT environment. Why so many test phases? The goal is to catch any defects or missed requirements as early as possible. Knowing that humans make mistakes, having several test phases helps to ensure that the product is as defect-free as possible. The earlier in the software development lifecycle a defect or missed requirement is caught, the less money and time is needed to fix it. Also, preventing defects from slipping to the customer increases their satisfaction with the product, helping to ensure future opportunities with them. And ultimately, satisfying the customer is the best measure of quality. This has been a Knowledge Nuggets presentation on testing phases. Thank you for your time and for your attention.